Hi there, my name's Rob. I've been relatively active in YouTube for about a year now with my channel youtube.com/RobYoung1. I saw this Ask the PM initiative about a month or so ago. It was very unique and very exciting. All the time that I've had my channel, I haven't actually seen an initiative like it, so I was quite sort of interested in getting involved in it. Luckily enough for me, my question about knife crime was answered by the Prime Minister. Taking a look at his response, I found it quite concerning that this now new presumption to prosecute initiative, that wasn't there to begin with. I mean, I don't see why someone carrying a knife or an offensive weapon in the street, why you'd get a caution for that. You get cautioned, you get cautioned, fined, and you go to prison. That is what I thought it should be from the very get-go. Why a 14-year-old boy is going to be carrying a knife round is beyond me. So, this is what I think an attitude of zero tolerance should have been in place to begin with. But it's good that we're starting, to get that type of thought process. Secondly, also I'd like to raise the issue of, are there going to be some more resources directed to the police? I got the impression about presumption to prosecute, about stopping and searching, that sort of thing. But I would like to know, is there going to be a bigger police presence on the street in these particular areas? Because I think that increased police presence coupled with these increased powers will have, hopefully a dramatic effect. However, with the new powers and not the increased police presence, I don't think there'll be, quite a dramatic results. Also, in regards to what Gorden Browns mentioned about the advertising campaign, yes, brilliant idea, as long as it is relatively shocking. People with knife wounds, it has to be quite shocking to these people to say that it's not cool to have a knife. It's actually quite sad to be carrying a knife around with you. I got the impression that Gorden Browns was talking about advertising campaigns pinpointed into various crime hotspots. I don't think that is an avenue which we should go down. I believe that there should be an advertising campaign, quite striking and quite shocking, but it should be throughout the UK, just to not only cure the issues that we have in these individual crime hotspots, but also to take an offensive and a preemptive strike in terms of preventing knife crime in other areas, because you don't want one area's knife crime issues to be resolved and then for it to just pop up in the next borough. That's obviously not what we want. Lastly, I don't really believe that Gorden Browns addressed sort of the long-term issues, long-term initiatives. I think that first of all, we have to understand the demographics in these individual areas. I believe we need to understand the reasons why people find it normal to carry and use knives. It is the case that gun crime is reducing, so we need to understand, is it that people are deciding to change their weapon of choice? So it's the same type of person who's committing these crimes, but they just change the weapon of choice? Or is it there's a new generation of younger people who are using knives instead of guns? We need to understand all of that, so in the long term we can pinpoint some initiatives to directly understand and cure these ailments that we have. So just to sort of recap, I believe that an increased police presence is one thing, coupled with what Gorden Browns said with their new powers to stop and search, and the wands and the metal arches. But also I think we perhaps need to have maybe CCTV presence increased, coupled with a large advertising campaign which Gorden Browns suggested, as long as they're including young ex-gang members on the ground talking to these people as well. Either way, the message of a future of carrying knives is not an option. However, we also need to make these young people know they have a future in our society, and so they don't need to turn to gangs and knife crime. Perhaps opening up dialogue with parents could help achieve that. I hope my points have been useful and of some interest. Thanks very much.